I'm Sophia Lucia Parola, your host. I'm with Garden State Film Festival. It is the 22nd annual Garden State Film Festival from March 21st to March 24th in Asbury Park, New Jersey and Cranford, New Jersey. You can catch 200 films screening 14 countries across 8 venues during these 4 days. It's going to be a great time. One of those films you can watch is a short film called MugShot. Here to talk with me about the film are the stars and our writer director of the film. Hello, thank you for joining me.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Of course, such a pleasure. I can't wait to talk about what it was like filming this. But before we get into it, can you guys just introduce yourselves for the audience?
Sure. So I'm Messalina, and I wrote MugShot, and I was a kind of a co-director, and also I was in the production as well. So I had fingers in many pies.
Yes.
I'm Giovanni Di Val, and I was acting in MugShot.
Lovely. And Messalina, as the wonderful writer and co-director and star of the film, can you tell our audiences a little bit about MugShot?
Sure. So I set myself a challenge of writing a short film that was 90 seconds, which in some ways sounds easy, but then actually when you're trying to get a whole story to fit within such a short time frame, it was really hard. And for months, I just was like banging my head against a wall, couldn't come up with an idea. And then I had a conversation with my husband, and I just had like a light bulb moment. And I was like, it made me question, like, what if you were to take things that you just say in a non-literal sense and actually someone were to take that literally? And that kind of sparked the whole idea.
Wow. I wanted to ask what the inspiration was. So that is so interesting. And you set that challenge for yourself to write a 90-second script. Was this just like, was this just a random challenge you set for yourself? Is that usual?
I've written a couple of feature-length films, and I wanted to actually make something. And I think all filmmakers know, you don't start by making a feature-length film. You have to start with a short. And so I said to myself, like, I need to make something that is actually makeable and manageable for my first film. So I thought 90 seconds is an achievable project. And so that's where the goal came from.
Wow, very cool. And Giovanni, you play Ben in this film. And how did you come across this project and what attracted you to this role?
When I read the script, it was so like, well, one, it's like amazingly well written. So when I first read the script, it was so like jarring that I was like, whoa, like this could be a lot of fun. And I was like, either it's going to be like super zany and comedic, or it's going to be like super serious. And I think like just the dichotomy of the two of them is what like was really attractive about the role.
Wow. And have you two worked with each other before? How did you find this actor?
So it was through the production team that I worked with. They found Gio for me. I'm so glad they did.
Thank you.
And what's your experience in acting and in film, Giovanni? Is this, what happened leading up to this film?
I mean, I've done some small like co-star roles, and I had the pleasure of doing like a Lifetime film. And so yeah, and I'm in
So
like an
humble.
Old Navy commercial right now, so that's kind of cool.
Gosh.
And so yeah, I think for me, like especially like trying to get marketing materials as an actor, like you always try to find like something that you think can highlight your arsenal. And this was the first role I've ever gotten that was kind of like a bad guy. I don't want to say that, but like an angry kind of character. And so I was like, wow, this would be like, I have nothing like this in my reel. I would love this piece. And luckily, like it all worked out.
What a great showcase piece as an actor too, because it is just you two. Really, you two, one location. There's not a lot of things to distract. We're just watching you two. So congratulations to you both on that. Messalina, what was it like playing one of like a character that you wrote? Did you purposely write for yourself? What was that like for you?
It was actually very stressful. I think I put too much pressure, I think, on myself. I was like, I'm messing up a line here because you know what you've written. So then when you get it wrong, I'm like, no, you like. And so I felt like that was something that I definitely struggled with because it was the first time I'd really done something where I'd written it myself. So yeah, I'd say it was stressful.
And was the first draft of the script, or how however many drafts you had before you got Giovanni and you guys were filming this, was that basically what we see in this film, or was there a lot of rewriting? Was there a lot of improvisation? What was that like?
There was not too much rewriting before, but then it was a really interesting experience on set, because what we did, and Pauline and I worked this together. We were talking about like, how do we want to take it, what Giovanni was saying in terms of like, is it going to be more angry or more comedic? And we filmed it two totally different ways. And on the day, and then afterwards in the editing room, we decided how and like what worked best. And so that was really interesting to see, like, so many different iterations come out from the one scene.
Wow, that is so interesting. And it's a shorter, yeah, it's a shorter film. So you had that freedom to kind of be like, all right, let's practice and just go with the flow. And what was it like co-directing on this? Because you, like you said, Paulina also directed this. Have you guys worked with each other before? What was it like collaborating and directing this project?
So it was our first time working together, and it was great. She's a ball of energy. She's got so many ideas. It was like she brought so much to the table. It's awesome. She was very much in charge, like on the day, because she has a lot more experience with like being on set, dealing with the equipment and all the lighting and everything else. She knew how to make sure that everything was perfect, so things would look good. And I did a lot more like the pre and the post, and so that's kind of how we worked together, because we played to our strong points.
Wow. And this was also the first time you two worked together. Was there a lot of chemistry reads, rehearsals, or yeah, what was it like?
It just kind of clicked, you know what I mean? I think like Messalina wrote it, so like she had all this preparation already. And then I didn't know which way it was going to be, so I was like, all right, let me prepare if it's serious, let me prepare if it's comedic, just in case.
Yeah.
And so when we got to set, it just like, I mean, obviously we ran through it in rehearsal before we shot, but it just kind of like clicked. It was awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. And so what was it like for you? I know you said it was a little stressful acting in something that you wrote. You're wearing so many hats in this. What was that experience like for you, having all these different roles, Messalina?
I'm a person who likes to keep myself busy, so in that way, it was definitely fun, and I liked having control over what I was creating, because sometimes I think as an actor, it can be frustrating to, like, have ideas or want to do stuff, but obviously it's not you calling the shots. So I enjoyed that found freedom that I got with doing these other roles as well.
And Giovanni, it was this. Sorry, I feel like I'm saying your name more and more Italian every time I say it.
No, I love it.
Okay, I'm having a lot of fun saying your name. Was this role? You said you didn't really have anything in your arsenal like this before. Was it very different from any work that you've done previously, or was it a familiar role for you?
No, it's very different from anything I've done previously. And I think like that's what like kind of attracted me to it, because obviously you want to stretch, you want something that's challenging for you as a performer. And this was just like so aligning for, you know, the challenge that I was looking for. And also like I was just so grateful for the opportunity to serve the script.
Right. And you mentioned earlier, Messalina, that you would think, yeah, writing a script this short would be easy. And maybe even someone watching this thinking like, oh, it's a 2-minute short. This is easy. I'm assuming it wasn't easy. Like, do you have any advice for, I love that kind of, you said you don't just go right into a feature, you want to make something short. Do you have any other advice that you've learned in your experience as a filmmaker, and specifically making this project, that other people can take?
I think who you work with is super important. You need people that are like really collaborative, like have energy, and like super supportive, like, and very talented. So I'm so grateful for the people I got to work with. I think that, like, if you don't have a good team, then it's not going to work. So that was huge. And I think being realistic in what you can achieve, I think, is the other thing. It's like, you've got to pay attention to your budget. You've got to pay attention to like where are you filming, how are you doing it. Like the script I originally wrote was in a different kind of set, and Paulina was like, well, the space that we've got, it's not going to be right. So let's just, and I was like, okay, it's going to be in a different room in the house. And like, it was just different things like that we changed, so that way it worked with what we had, rather than getting upset that we couldn't do it.
Right. And Giovanni, do you have any advice for other actors who, any advice you learned in your career thus far? Right.
I
Still
think
learning,
the
right?
biggest thing is like try to stretch yourself. You know what I mean? Like I went in just for an I'm just so grateful for the opportunity to perform in this and have the challenge, and just found like an amazing collaborator. Who's also like amazing at all the hats that she wore in this piece.
Right.
And, like, yeah, be a good collaborator and just like try to challenge yourself as much as you can. I think that's what I got.
And any hardest part of this process, Messalina, what was the hardest part and what was your favorite part?
I think deciding what was staying in and what was getting cut and post was very hard because there were so many wonderful takes. Trying to choose the takes of Giovanni was really tough because I'm like, I love this and I love that. And I'm like, what do I pick? So that was definitely one of the hardest things because when you love lots of different takes of the same thing, you're like, that's a really hard choice.
Right. And did you guys have any favorite memories on set or during this process? Any favorite parts? Sometimes it's hard for us to, I don't know when you guys filmed this, but I know when
So
you think
long
about
ago
it,
now,
yeah.
yeah.
Nearly a year ago. I mean, the whole day was just fun. It was a really great like day on set, and it was just fun. And it went so fast. That's the other thing. Like I sort of like I blinked and we were done. And I was like,
Right.
what? So yeah, it was great.
Yeah, we shot in like 2 hours, right?
Yeah, it
Like,
was really fast.
it was like so efficient and so much fun. It was kind of like the first day of school. At first, like I know for me, I first showed up on set and I was a little nervous, and then we got the ball rolling. I was like, oh, okay, all right, this is the vibe, this is the groove. So
Very efficient because yeah, like only 2 hours. I know that like a page they say takes like an hour. So shout out to you, Messalina, and the entire cast and crew on that because obviously you all worked really well with each other for it to go so quick and smooth.
Yeah.
So awesome.
Yeah, like I said, I'm so grateful for the team because like everybody like did such a great job. It was amazing.
So how did you hear about Garden State Film Festival and how does it feel having MugShot premiere at the 22nd annual Garden State Film Festival?
So actually, the first time I'm a Jersey girl, grown up in Jersey. I think the first time I ever heard about Garden State Film Festival was when I was on New Jersey Transit years ago, and there was a flyer like on one of the seats about the Garden State Film Festival, and I was like, okay, this is cool. And at that time, I was like still in high school, like I hadn't like gone down my filmmaking journey yet, and I just said to myself, I would love to be in Garden State Film Festival at some point, like as I was going into the filmmaking world, I'm like, it'd be so cool to be in a home state festival and to do that. And so I submitted like with my fingers really crossed. I'm like, I really hope this happens. And so it did. So it means the world to me to be there.
Love that story. What a synchronicity on the seat. And you said, hope to be there one day. And here you are. I love that. And Giovanni, have you ever been to the Garden State Film Festival? Or are we going to be able to see you both this year?
I have not. I hope that I can go this year though.
I hope so too. Messalina, will you be there?
Oh, definitely. Yep. Gonna be there.
Amazing. Well, I'll be there too. Hopefully, Giovanni, you can make it. Hopefully, I meet you, Messalina. Let me just have everyone watching how they can see MugShot. It will be playing Saturday, March 23rd in the film block, 6:15 to 8:30 p.m. at Asbury Lanes. Personally, one of my favorite venues to be screening at. So congratulations to you both. It's going to be a great time. Again, hope to see you guys there and congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. And we'll see you at the film festival.
It's great. Bye.
Thanks for watching.
See y'all.